nasa isang kainan kami ni Chris. And then we saw parents dragging their kids, siguro mga 5, 6, or 4 years old, mga ganon. They're dragging their kids because nagta-tantrums. Practical tips. We set expectation, boundaries, limitation. So how do we apply the boundaries? We prepare them right away para maiwasan na yung tantrums. You can apply this. So, hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube podcast channel, Jam with Jams. So for today's episode, I just think it is also essential to talk about this topic that I'll be sharing to you today, or the tips that I'll be sharing to you, especially to moms or parents outside, or parents who are watching right now, because this works for us, but if it doesn't work out for you, maybe you can get some of things pa din naman out of this tip. So I'm gonna share to you tips that we do in order for us to somehow discipline or make our life a little bit easier, especially when we're going outside or when we're gonna do things. I think you can apply this a lot ng scenario, right? What I mean by that is, because recently, nasa isang kainan kami ni Chris. And then we saw parents dragging their kids, siguro mga 5, 6, or 4 years old, mga ganon. They're dragging their kids because nagta-tantrums. Arte, ano? Yeah, basically ganon yung scenario. The kid doesn't really want to alis pa dun sa place na yon. And I've seen this a lot of times. And good thing, I haven't seen Zosha do or express that in any public places. If I couldn't remember, if there is any, siguro antok siya, ganun lang. But aside from the mood na naghihilahan kami or nagiiyakan kami sa mall, may gustong ipabili or kailangan na umalis sa playground man yan, sa mall or wherever it is, we haven't really experienced those things. Not yet. Hopefully not in the future. But yeah, we didn't. One of the things that we do kasi before we leave the house, there are a lot of things we do. We set expectation, we set the boundaries, we set limitation. And those are the things that I really want to share some to you guys, because I believe it will be very helpful for you. And I learned this when, as a person, I can apply this to myself, to my husband, to my workplace. And I really learned a lot of this growing up na. Number one that I want to share to everyone is, we share expectation to Zosha. Because most of the talking, the disciplinary, doesn't really happen pag nandun na. You need to prepare yung anak mo. Even yung kung asawa mo man yan. What I mean by that is, say for example, we are going to the mall. Let's say it's Monday or Saturday, Sunday, whatever day of the week. We will let Zosha know why we're going to the mall. That's one thing. You let the kid know the reason behind it. Let's say, for example, we need to go to the mall kasi nasira yung laptop ni mommy, nasira yung phone ni daddy, or may kailangang bilhin si daddy, si mommy for work, or for event, or for church, whatever it is. Or kikitain natin si lola. That's the number one. You let them know the reason behind it. Because we're setting of expectation na din yun eh. I learned this in the corporate world. You need to set expectation because I was a trainer back then. You need to set expectation to the whole student that you'll be teaching, to the new hires, to the employees. And I was able to apply this to our marriage and even to my daughter. So going back, that's it. That's the number one reason. And then Zosha might ask, oh, are we gonna play? Are we gonna eat? And before we even go there, I already set the itinerary. We already set the itinerary to her. Like, okay, so the first thing that we will do is we will, papaayos natin yung laptop ni mommy, and while waiting mapaayos, we will eat sa ganto ganyan. After we eat, we will see if there's a room for us, a time for you to play. If there is, we will play. If wala, we will not play. Ganon. Isa yun sa mga setting of expectation namin with Zosha. They feel, I believe it works for us because kumbaga kasama siya sa plano. hindi lang kami ng asawa ko nag-usap, kasama yung anak namin. Kasi kasama siya. So, I want her to feel included and she also know what's gonna happen when we go there. We don't just go there and then bahala na. Parang ganon. Right? And number two that I want to um, share to everyone is we set boundaries as what I've said. So, papasok dyan yung initial na, for example, yun nga, nasa mall kayo, nasa mall yung family. We set the boundaries sa bahay pa lang din eh. Na parang, oh, if we will play, it will be just 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And when mommy and daddy said, we're all done playing, we need to go back na sa bahay or we need to go back na dun sa pagawaan or bilihan ng damit. Is that a deal? Do you understand? You get the response of your daughter or your kids. Diba? And then when Zosha said, okay, understand, mommy, I let her repeat it naman then after. So, you set the boundaries, but you also make sure that they understood and it's clear for them. And also, when we're about, yun nga, na pagpupunta kaming mall, I also set boundaries na parang, okay, we will just, yun yung boundaries natin, diba? Time, specifically yung time, 30 to 45 minutes lang. And then the third one that I want to share to everyone is yung setting of limitation. Siguro sasabihin niya, dyan din papasok naman yung time. Exactly. And on top of it is we set expectations specifically on the amount that we will be spending. Because on my past videos, if you already watch yung video ko about money relationship, same thing when you're going outside eh. Dapat bago pala kayo pumunta sa isang lugar, you already know how much you're gonna spend. Not nandun ka, saka mo malalaman na, ganito palang spend ko. You set an average, cut average lang. So, like, we will be spending 500 to 1,000. With going above that is hindi na pwede. So, what I mean by that is we will be, let's say, for example, nasa mall nga, piplay, diba? 30 to 45 minutes. And then, limitation comes in when I tell Zosha na, okay, ito lang yung amount na i-spend natin for you playing and mommy and daddy kasi mag-share tayong tatlo. So let's say for example, okay, we will just spend 500 pesos for this. And pag naubos na tong 500 pesos na to, it's all done playing. Alright? We will not spend above that. Another example I can think of is when we're gonna buy a gift or buy toys, items for her, even clothes man yan or toys, we have this limit. Okay, Zosha, we will just be spending this amount of money. Para may limitation na parang pag nakita niya to, mami, gusto ko tong bear na to. Anak, it is an amount of 20,000 pesos. We only have budget of 500. Ganon, diba? So, para aware yung siya. And then, from time to time, she will ask, how much is this? Maybe this is 500 pesos. May ganon na siyang, mindset or whatever. It also applies, by the way, for whenever we're playing with other people naman. Let's say, for example, may pupuntahan kaming birthday party or makikipag-play siya sa mga friends, ganyan. We set expectation, boundaries, limitation. So, how do we apply the boundaries and the limitation? Say, for example, yung boundaries is, Zosha, you're only allowed to play their toys if they allow you. That's the limitation. The boundaries is you can just play within the area. If yung playmate mo is kunwari lumabas ng room na specifically outside ng play area, you don't follow them. The boundary is you can play inside this room. Kasi say for example, yung area na yun is restaurant, tapos lumabas sila, di mo alam highway na ba yung labas nun or may ibang tao din doon sa area na yon. That's how you set the boundary and limitation, as well as like you can borrow their toys if they allow you, but if not, and if you really want the toy, you ask mommy and daddy if we can afford that to buy maybe the next week, or if not, we will buy it next time. So those are the examples that I really want you parents to practice. Mom, diba, it is easy naman if we prepare them right away para maiwasan na yung tantrums pag nasa mall kayo. You can apply this. So let me know and comment down below practical tips from Gems. So let's all be very intentional, purposeful in everything that we do, and that's why I'm sharing this to you, and hopefully it helps. So yeah, see you on my next vlog. Jam with Gems.